Okay guys, so sometimes all you need is a simple one-page website, and this is exactly what we're going to build today. So we're going to start with our hero section, and then we'll add our services, some testimonials as well to build trust and authority, an about us section, and finally a contact form with our details next to it. So again, it's a simple one-page website with all the details required for anyone to get in touch with us. Okay, so let's get started. Okay guys, so the very first step is to take care of our hosting and domain name registration. So for this, simply click on the very first link in the description below where it says get hosting here. Now, it's important that you use that link because it will bring you to a co-branded page that we have with Hostinger, which will give you access to 75% discount. And if you use the coupon code MrWeb at checkout, you'll get an extra 10% discount on top. So simply click on this link here. And this is going to bring you to this page. And again, this is a co-branded page that we have with Hostinger. So special prices, obviously, special discount. If you scroll down the page, you'll find different plans. So as you can see, start from only $2.99 per month. Next one up is $3.99, and then the cloud startup is $9.99. So what's the difference between those three? Well, basically is the performances and the speed. So as you can see, this one is standard performance, this one is up to 5 times faster, and this one up to 10 times faster. So now it depends on the amount of resources that you need. If you're only running one website, this one is absolutely fine. Now, if you're running multiple websites and also maybe e-commerce website, you might want to consider either this one or this one, depending on the amount of traffic and visitors that you're expecting every month. And also with Hostinger, you get a lot of free stuff. You get free SSL certificate, free email, and also a free domain name. These options normally are paid with most web hosting companies, so in this case you get those for free as well. And if you go for the business plan here, you get free CDN as well, Content Delivery Network. Now obviously they provide you with daily backup and weekly backup. As you can see, the entry level here is weekly backup, so they will back up your website once a week. If you go for the $3.99 one, you'll get a daily backup as well. So every day you have a full backup of your website. So feel free to select any of those plans. You can start with the $2.99 one, and you can always upgrade to the next one up later down the line if you need more resources. So let's get started with this one here. So click on Add to Cart. And from here, you're going to select your billing cycle. So as you can see, it goes from 12 months to 48 months. Obviously, the longer your billing cycle, the more you're going to save. As you can see, it's $2.99 per month, but here you're going to save $432. Here, $216, and right here, $108. So what does that mean exactly? Well, basically, if you lock in your price at $2.99 for a year, after that, you will renew at $9.99. If you select 24 months, you will renew at $7.99, and 48 months, you will renew at $6.99. So basically for 4 years, you're going to pay $2.99 per month instead of $6.99. So feel free to select any of those. So let's continue on with the 48 months deal here, okay? So we scroll down the page, you can create your account, you select your payment method, and right here, we have a quick overview of how much it's going to cost you. So as you can see here, the normal price should be $707 down to $176. So this is a massive saving, isn't it? Now I also have a coupon code for you. So here, type in MrWeb. So there you go. And as you can see, the normal price $176.53, including taxes. Now let's apply this. And as you can see, now it's only $158.88. So that means that you get to enjoy a massive discount of 78%. And then after this, proceed to checkout. And now you can log into your account. So let's do this together. So simply enter your email address and password, and let's log in. So this is your Hostinger dashboard. And right here on top, as you can see, you can claim your free domain. So for this, let's click on Claim Domain. And right there, you're going to type the domain name that you want to register. So for instance, your domain name, okay? And then select your extension. As you can see, you have .in for India, .me for personal websites, .com, this is the most popular one, obviously. You also have .net, .xyz, .help, .host. So select the one that suits your type of business. So let's go ahead with .com as an example here. And then we're going to check the availability. So let's click on this. And as you can see, this one is already taken. So you might have to look for a different variation of your domain name. So in our case here, we're just going to try to register Learn with MrWeb, okay, as a .com. So again, let's check the availability. So this one is available. So we're going to claim our domain, okay? So let's do this together. So let's claim our domain. And then by law, you have to enter your details here, obviously, because you have to know who's registering the domain name. So let's click on the next step. So I'm going to fill this out very quickly. So there you go. And now finish registration. Very good. So now let's click continue. Very good. As I can see, the email verification is pending at the moment. So basically go to your mailbox and click on the link that's inside that email. So I've done that already. So now we can refresh. Very good. As you can see, now it's active and verified as well. Now we can set up our server. So we go back home here. So depending on which plan you purchase, maybe premium, business or cloud, you will see one of those sections here, okay? So when it's not set up yet, you will have a button like this one just next to it. So again, it could be premium, business or cloud. Either of those is absolutely fine, you know? So now click on setup. Now we're going to click on start now. And right here, you're going to go through a few different questions. It's like a setup wizard, basically, you know, to help you set up your hosting. So as you can see, I have a few questions here. What are you creating the website for? So you can select either of those, or you can skip altogether. I would advise that you skip this one altogether, you know. Right here, what are you going to do? Are you going to create a new website or migrate a website? Well, in our case, we're going to create a new website. So select this. So do you want to build this with AI or ourselves? Well, we're going to build this ourselves. So just skip this step altogether now. And you're going to select your domain. So normally it should show up automatically, but if you have more than one domain registered, you might click on the drop-down menu and select the one that you want to assign to this, and then click select. And now right here, you're going to select your server. So this should be normally the nearest either to you or to your target audience. So let's say if you're based in the United States, selling to people in the United States, well, you select either of those two here. But maybe you're based in the United States, maybe selling exclusively in Europe, in which case you might select one of those servers here, okay? So because we're based in Ireland here, we can select either Netherlands or maybe United Kingdom. So United Kingdom should be nearest. So let's click on this and now we click change. Very good. And now we're going to finish our setup. So as you can see, now it's taking care of everything. We can see the progress line. So now as you can see, it's installing the SSL certificate for us automatically. Very good. So we're done already. As you can see, well done. You are ready. So from here, you can either go and see your website. So we don't need that because we haven't built anything yet. So we're going to go back to our control panel. Okay, so let's click on manage site. There you go. And we're back to our dashboard now. So now from here, we're going to create an email address and also we're going to install WordPress on our server. So first, as you can see, it says free email setup is not finished. So let's click on the manage here. Very good. So as you can see, I have paid plans as well. I would go with the free one. Absolutely no problem with this, you know. So I'll click select. So let's create our email address. So maybe info@. You're going to enter your password and then a recovery email just in case. I'm just going to put hello@mrweb.tv. Okay. And now we're going to create our new account. And there you go. As you can see, we have a new email address now and you can access it using the webmail. So if you click on this, you can open this in a new tab. So this is your email address. Enter your password as well and click login. And there you go. As you can see, this is your mailbox, basically inbox and sent and spam and archive. So basically you can access all your emails immediately from here. And now we can go back to our dashboard. Okay. So from here, we're going to install WordPress. So right here, you have website, click on this, expand. And as you can see, you have WordPress and auto installer. This is the one we need to click on. Okay. So click on auto installer. And now for this type of project, we just need WordPress. We don't need WooCommerce. WooCommerce is an e-commerce platform. We just need WordPress on its own. So what we're going to do is click on this. So select. So first, let's enter the website title. So maybe learn with Mr. Web. Make sure the admin email is correct and then create a username and a password as well. Now we move to the next step. So right here, you can select if you want automatic updates or not. So it is advised to use this option here, update only to minor version, but that's really up to you. If you want to automatically update to the newest version, you can select this one here altogether. Again, that's really up to you, okay? And then click install. And there you go, guys. You can see this is done already. So we have everything installed, you know, Lightspeed cache, object cache, SSL certificate. So now you can edit your website by clicking on this button here. So I'll click on that. It will open up in a new tab and this will give us access to our WordPress dashboard. Very good. So welcome to WordPress. So the first step is to install our theme. So for this, we go to Appearance, Themes, and then add new theme. And the one I'm going to install is this one here. It's called Astra. If you don't see it in the recommended, you can always type Astra here in the search bar. That's the one here. So hover on top and then install. And now activate. And now we need to install the starter template. So sometimes, I don't know why, it will show up here and sometimes it won't. If it doesn't show up here, you can always go to Astra here. Go to starter templates and then install and activate. Okay, so let's click on this. Very good. Now we need to select our page builder. So let's go ahead with Elementor. Very good. And from here, we need to select our starter template. So as you scroll down the page, you can see they're all designed with one specific purpose in place. So this one is electronic store. This one is for web developer. This one is for restaurant and so on, you know. This one home and garden decor. So what we're going to do is to select something that's multi-purpose, okay? So if you scroll down the page, you can see you have those ones here, you have Planet Earth, and this one Hope. So these are, like I said, multi-purpose themes that will suit any type of website and industry that you're in, obviously, you know. So let's click on this one here, and right here you have a quick preview of what it looks like. So it's a nice starting point, guys, okay? So like I said, this is a multi-purpose theme. Let's consider this not really wireframe, but just about there, you know. And now we can customize this exactly the way we want. So again, like I said, this is a very good starting point. So now let's continue here. And now you can select your color palette as well. So as you can see, by default, it will fetch a green color, but maybe you want it to be purple, maybe red or blue. So select any color that you feel is yours, you know, fitting with your branding and all that. So if you scroll down, as you can see, all the highlights and all the main colors are blue now. So let's go ahead maybe with blue for this one. And you can also select your font that will go and be displayed throughout the whole website, because obviously the font that you choose will convey a different feel throughout your whole website. As you can see, this one and this one are totally different, obviously, you know. So I'm just going to go with this one as an example, then continue. And right here, click on this big button here and then submit and build my website. And this is only going to take a few seconds to build anyways. And there you go. Congratulations. Your website is ready, and it took just 21 seconds to build. And now we can go back to our WordPress dashboard. Excellent. So let's have a quick look at our website. So hover on the title here, visit site, right click, open in a new tab. And there you go, guys. You can see in 21 seconds, we built our own website. And now we can customize this and create a one-page website with it, okay? So let's go back here now. Okay, so from here, we're going to go to our pages here. So right-click and open in a new tab. I like to have different tabs open. It's just easier, you know. So let's go there. So you can see you have About, Contact, Home, Privacy Policy, and Services. What we're going to do is delete everything except the home page, okay? Because this is a one-page website, okay? So here we're going to bulk select and then move to trash. And we're just going to keep the home page like we said. So you can dismiss this message. And now let's edit with Elementor. So hover on top, edit with Elementor, click on this. Very good. So we have our navigator here. So the first container here, this is our hero section. The second one here is basically maybe our services. This one is about us. Oh no, this is maybe testimonials. This would be about us, and this one contact us, okay? So we could rename that if you wanted to, you know. So I'll simply click on this and then type. So hero section, okay? The next one, like we said, this is basically our services. It's easier for us to know exactly what we're doing, okay? So this one is testimonials. This one is going to be about us. And finally, we have this one. This is contact us section. Okay, very good. So this is basically the main structure of our home page. So let's collapse all of them at once, just like this. This is a very popular structure, obviously, even for a one-page website, because obviously your visitors want to know exactly what services you provide, what's your authority in your field, and a little bit about you and how to contact you, obviously, you know. Now, if you wanted to add a section, I'm going to show you how you can do that as well. So, for instance, if you wanted to add maybe a portfolio, maybe some images of your work or something like this, we're going to add this together as well in a minute, okay? So let's start from the beginning. So we can close this for now. So let's go back to the top. Let's start with our hero section. Now, clearly, the hero section is the most important section on your website, because that's the first thing that your visitors will see when they land on your website. So here you need to make it crystal clear exactly what it is that you do, and also how you can help your visitors, okay? So let's pretend you are maybe a local business and you're involved in, I don't know, let's say maybe you're a painter, decorator or something like this, okay? So the first thing that we need to do is to help them with a visual, so a picture of you maybe painting or something like this, okay? So now we need to change the background image. For this, you click on those 6 dots from the container itself. We go to style. This is where the image is. So click on that. And now we're going to upload our own picture here, okay? So select file. And here I found a few pictures online. So you might have to upload a few different ones, you know, and test them out and see which one looks best. So what I'm going to do, basically, I'm going to upload those 3 all together all at once. And then we're going to select one of them and try them out, okay? See what it looks like. So let's go with this one. This is a very nice one, you know. If you could show yourself actually working and doing the work, this is even better. So let's select. Okay, to be honest, that doesn't look bad at all, actually, you know. Let's try the other ones just to see what it looks like. So let's select this one. This one is maybe too cliche, you know, so let's try the other one, see what it looks like. Okay, yeah, so I think the first one is probably our best choice, you know, because that doesn't look, well, it looks like he's painting all right, but I mean, the room is too empty. It doesn't give you a good feeling about the situation here. Whereas the other one here, you can see the man from close up. You can see he's paying attention to his work, and you can see there's no spillage, and then the work is done properly. So this is exactly what you want to convey, okay? So we can use this one. I think this one is fine. And as you scroll down, as you can see, this is the first thing they'll see. Now you can change the position as well. So let's imagine that the person is not centered properly. You can go to position here, click on this, and then custom. And now you can change the X position and also the Y position, as you can see, okay? So depending how the picture is framed, I'm just going to leave it the way it was. I think it was absolutely fine. Then we can push your man maybe a bit farther to the left like this. I think this is fine like this, okay? So now let me show you something else as well. So depending on the type of image you're going to select for your background, you might not have enough contrast between your heading here and the image itself, in which case you can add what is called a background overlay. And from here you can enable it just by using the paintbrush here, and then you can select a color, okay? So usually you would go maybe with black, okay, just to see how it looks like. And then you can change the opacity. So basically here you go from fully clear to completely opaque, okay? So now you have to find a happy medium where we can still see your man in the background or yourself painting, you know, but there is enough contrast with the text in front. And this would be a happy medium. Again, you have to play around with this depending on the type of image you have in the background. Now, it doesn't have to be black. If you wanted to add a bit of blue color or maybe something else, you know, to lighten the mood a little bit, this is really up to you, you know. So I could go maybe with a shade of blue like this, just a bit different, you know. So this is fine as well. Since our call to action button is blue, well, a shade of blue is not too bad either, you know. So here we have our main heading. So click on this to change the content. Simply type your text here. And again, this message has to be crystal clear, you know. So something like this, maybe, I don't know. Let's say, hi, I'm James. I'm a painter decorator based in Dublin. So anyone landing here would know exactly what it is that you do. You're a painter decorator, and if they're coming maybe from another part of Ireland or maybe altogether from a different country, they'll know that they don't have to contact you because you're based in Dublin and you only probably cover the area, okay? So this is very simple, very clear, and straight to the point. Now you can customize this, obviously, you know, if you want to reduce the size a little bit. So you go to style here and you go to typography. So basically that's everything related to the font. You click on this, as you can see here, you have the size. So you could reduce the size a little bit if you wanted to have it on 2 lines only. I think that's fine as well, you know. You have the line height as well if you want it to be a bit closer up, maybe more spacing in between, whichever way you like it, you know. So let's go maybe with 55 here. And now we could maybe add something else here to back that up, you know, to give your visitors a bit more information. So if you go here and then we go this time to text editor and then drag and drop, I'm going to drop this just underneath, just like that, okay? And now we can type a bit of information here, okay? So maybe we could say, I started this business in 2002. I take my job very seriously and have dozens of positive Google reviews. I cover the whole of Dublin, residential only. So this is very clear, concise, and anyone landing on your website would know exactly what it is that you do. And if they are maybe running a business, they know that you're not the man for this. And maybe they're outside Dublin and they know exactly that they don't have to contact you because you only cover the whole of Dublin, okay? So it's very simple. Now, again, we have a bit of issue with the contrast with the background now. So we can change the font color. So let's try here maybe white as well. So that's better. Maybe you could center this and slightly bigger, I would say, you know. So we can go to typography again and try a different size, see how it looks like, okay? So maybe just about there should be okay. And let's try maybe a bit thicker. So let's try maybe 600. Yes, let's try maybe 800. No, I'll go maybe, yeah, I'll stick to the 500 or 600. I think that's fine, okay? What we can do as well is to add a text shadow to add a bit of a contrast. So if you click on this, as you can see, you can add a shadow effect. So you have the blur and then horizontal and vertical. So if you add one on each and then reduce the blur, okay, a little bit to 5, and then increase the color here, as you can see, we immediately have a lot more depth between the text and the background. So this would be absolutely great, you know. And we can do the same maybe with the main heading here. So we go to shadow effect here, and then we're going to go to 5, and then here 1 and 1. And again, here we go about just here in the middle And as you can see now, it's easy to read, isn't it? So we're nearly done with our hero section. So now we have the call to action button here. So what we can do is maybe link this to maybe our footer section where we could insert a contact form. And this could say maybe request a quote, okay? So maybe request a quote, or maybe get in touch or something like this, you know, whichever way. And we can link this then at the bottom of our page here where we have the insert a call to action. We'll split that in half. We'll put our contact details here and we'll have a contact form on the left hand side where they can contact you directly, okay? So I think that's just done with the hero section. So don't forget to save from time to time. So click update and that's basically it, okay? So now we can scroll down to the next section here. So on this one, as you can see, it says problems I can help with, okay? So this is basically a list of the services that you provide. So in our case here, we said we're painter decorator. So what type of services do you provide for this? Well, this is very simple. It could be interior, maybe exterior, and maybe you provide your own paint or something like this, okay? So first, let's start by replacing our images here. So I created 3 different images at the moment. So what we can do is basically change the image here. Click on this. And as you can see, I have 3 images. So we could have maybe interior for this one, exterior, and also we create our own paint and use this one then, okay? So we're going to select those images. So this is the first one. Then we go with the second one. And finally, we're going to select the third one here and replace this one with this one, okay? So select. Now, as you can see, they don't display properly. What we need to do basically is to squeeze this in a little bit, okay? So if you click on the first image here, you have the image resolution, which is set to full, which is fine. But here we need to go to style actually and change. We have the width and the maximum and the height as well. So basically here we're going to change this. So what we need is the width to be 100% and the height to be basically what it is, you know. So what we're going to do is to replace this here, delete that all together. And here the height, we're going to select percentage, and replace that to 100. As you can see, now you can see the full image, okay? And we do the same with the next one. So we click on this, style, we're going to delete this and replace this to percentage and 100. And the same with this one here. So click on that, style, here, delete this, percentage, and set this to 100. And this is a lot better already. And now we can change the content of our text here underneath, okay? So click on the first one. So the first one is not web design, obviously. This is interior, maybe, okay? This one is exterior. And this one, we create our own paint or something like this, okay? So right here with the description, so let's change this with something else. So perhaps something like this, you know, I can repaint your interior from walls to skirting boards, and I will make sure to cover all the furnitures and floors, okay? Something like this. And then we can do the same with the other 3. So there you go, I've done that now. So we have interior, exterior, and our own brand of paint, and basically a small explanation just underneath, okay? And now we can change our main heading here. So instead of problems I can help with, maybe we could have our services or type of services that we provide or something like this, okay? And right here, as you can see, it says certified web designer based in Oakland, California. We can change this with our own location, okay? So let me do this very quickly. All you have to do again is click on this and replace the content. So there you go, as you can see, certified painter decorator based in Dublin, Ireland. And these are the types of painting services I provide, okay? And that's very simple, very easy to understand for anyone landing on your website. And as always, don't forget to click update, and then we can move on to the next section. So this section here is for the testimonials. As you can see, there's only one here. So if you click on this, as you can see, this is an image followed by a heading. This is a divider, I believe. Yes. This is a heading again, and then a call to action button. So at the moment, we only have one testimonial, and I personally believe that's not enough. You know, you should show at least maybe 3, 4, or 5 just to prove to visitors, to your visitors, that you actually got work and good feedback from your customers, you know. So what we're going to do is basically replace this with something else. So if you go back to all the widgets here and type testimonials, as you can see, you can add one single testimonial, but what we want is a testimonial carousel. And if you hover on top, as you can see, there's a padlock, meaning this is the paid version only, you know. So this is $99. We're not going to spend $99 for this. We're going to use a free version here. Let me show you how we can do so, okay? So for this, we're going to use this plugin here, which is called Testimonial Carousel for Elementor. So simply copy and paste this. Now we go back to our WordPress dashboard. We go to plugins, add new plugin, and we're going to search here for Testimonial Carousel for Elementor, which is this one, and let's install it, okay? So install, and then activate, Very good. And now we can go back to our Elementor page. Make sure that you saved all your changes. Now we're going to refresh for it to take effect, okay? Very good. So let's scroll down back to our testimonial section right here, okay? And now we can look for testimonials again. And right there you have a testimonials carousel with rating, with logo, with rating centered and centered slide, okay? So this is really up to you. You can select any of those. So I'm just going to add one here. So let's go maybe with the first one here with rating, okay? And then drag and drop it just at the bottom, just like this, okay? So as you can see, we have our different testimonials now. And now we can delete all these. So right click on it, delete, right click on it, delete, and do the same with all the others. Very good. And now let's take care of our own testimonials. So click on this section and now we can start adding our different testimonials. You can see this is John Doe, slide number 1, and then we have slide number 2 and so on. You can add as many as you want, okay? So like I said, it's probably better to have at least minimum 5, maybe 6 of them, you know, so that anyone landing on your website can see them immediately, you know. So the first thing I noticed that is a bit squeezed in, you know, there's not much space here. So let's click back on our 6 dots here. We have the main container. As you can see, the width is limited to 630 pixels. Maybe you can remove this. We're going to set it to % and 100%. As you can see, this is a lot better already. So let's click on this again. And I'm going to show you how you can create your different slides here, okay? So let's create this together. So we click on the slide. First, we're going to select the image. So I'll select an image of someone. I don't know, let's say this person here. Select. Very good. And then we're going to add the name, okay? So let's say maybe this is Sue Curtis and she's a customer. Okay, and then you have the testimonial here. So I'm just going to leave this one by default. You can change this. And then you have the rating. As you can see, if you go down, maybe 3, 2, and so on. So you don't want to go a full 5, maybe 4.5, maybe, or something like this. Okay, so let's try 4.5. Okay, it's only per unit of 1. So it's either 5 or 4. Okay, so let's go maybe with 4. But again, that's really up to you if you want to show the rating or not. You know, if you don't want to show it, but you can hide it just like this. Okay, or just keep it. I think it's nicer to have it, you know. And then that's basically it. So now you can click on this and add a new one. So let's create a different one now. So let's create maybe a John Doe. So first I'm going to select the image and let's take this one here as an example again, you know, select John Doe, and then you're going to put everything related to that person. And I'm going to go with maybe a 5-star rating for this one. And let's add a new one. And as you add them, as you can see, now you have distinct images and testimonials, you know, they will keep adding up automatically. Okay, so let me create another 2 or 3 here very quickly. Okay, and there you go. As you can see, I've added 5 of them, so 1, 2, 3, 4, 5 in total. And if they go from one to the other, it's very easy to see them and read all the testimonials provided by your customers, you know. So this is very nice, I think. Now you may have noticed that the size of this image is slightly different from the others. So when you upload your images, make sure they're all the same ratio, you know. So I'm just going to change this one quickly here. So we're going to change the image and select another one. And again, all we have to do is to upload a new file. So I'll select file. So I found one online, this one. So let's pretend this is the same woman. And then select. And there you go. As you can see, these changes have taken place. So that looks a lot better already. They're all the same size, basically. Okay. So now you might want to change the background color here if you wanted to, you know. So click on the main container, go to style, and you can see background color. And then you can change for something else, you know. That's really up to you. Maybe you're more into the purple or blue or whatever color, you know. So select the color that you want here. And maybe we're going to go with the blue like this, okay? Just to show you how this works. And now we can customize everything related to our testimonials as well, you know? So if you click on this, we go to style. And as you can see from here, you can customize literally everything, you know, that you want. So you have the rating color as well. So by default, this is a well-known color, but maybe you want to change that altogether, you know? Maybe you want them to be red or maybe blue or something like this, you know? Whichever color you want, you can just select them here very easily as well. And if you want it to revert back to the original, you can clear this all together and it goes back to the yellow color that most people will be familiar with anyways, you know. And then you can change the image style as well. As you can see, where you want to display it in the middle, percentage, the size and all that. You have the title. This is also the slider style itself. And then pop-up style. As you can see, it's packed with features and you can customize it exactly the way you want. Now, we're not going to cover this now. Obviously, I'll let you play around with all these different settings and have it exactly the way you want, okay? So we'll just leave it at this for now. So let's move on to the next section. And this one is the About Us, basically. Okay, so the first thing we need to change, obviously, is to add a picture of ourselves here. So let's click on this. this and upload a new image. So I found one online, maybe a picture of yourself in front of your van or something like this, you know. So this is the one I've chosen here. So I click open. There you go, and then select. Now, as it turns out, as you can see, we are bang on in the middle of the van, which means that the image is centered properly, but maybe you're more on the left or maybe more on the right. You can always adjust the position as well, you know. As you can see, object position here, you could have bottom left or maybe bottom right, you know, and you can customize this again depending where you are on your image. Okay, so I'm just going to keep it on bottom center for now. So here to change the details, well, it's very easy. All you have to do is click on this and type your name. So perhaps something like this, you know, and here we have WordPress content creator, certified web designer and all that. You can delete 2 of them maybe, okay, and then just keep 1, and here just put simply a painter decorator. Okay, very good. And then for the rest of the content, it's the same principle. All you have to do is click on this and change the accordingly, you know. So my name is, and I'm going to put here James Arthur. Okay, and then and then here, instead of the creator of this template, I am a painter decorator based in Dublin. Okay, that's it. Keep it simple, you know, and then change the content here the same way. Now we have 2 call to action buttons. I don't think we need them, so click on this button here, right click, and then delete, and that's it. That's all we need for now. Okay, so as always, click update, and we're ready to move on to the next section. Very good. So this is the call to action section. Now, as you can see, there's a button here that says get in touch. Now, since this is a single page website, we probably don't need that, you know. So what I'm going to do now is to recreate a new section here underneath. I'm going to show you how to do that because you might want to insert something different. So what I would like to do myself and suggest here is that half of the section would be your contact form, and on the other one, maybe your contact details, maybe phone number, your address, and things like this, okay? So in which case, we can delete this one afterwards. But we're going to keep it like this for now because we might reuse some of the elements here. So what we're going to do now is to create a new one. So click on the plus sign, and we're going to select one that has 2 columns like this, okay? Very good. So first, click on the main section itself, and I'm going to add a background image, okay? So we go to style, and then we're going to select our background type. So this is slideshow, and we're just going to add 1 single image, okay? So let's click on this, and let's select maybe this one that we already have of us painting inside a house, okay? And then insert gallery. Very good. Now, as you can see with infinite loop, since we are using only 1 picture, we don't need this all together, you know, can disable that. So now we need to set a minimum height of at least maybe 550 pixels or something like this, okay? So for this, we go back to layout, and we're going to select the minimum height. So let's go maybe for, let's see, okay, let's scroll up again, just to have it full screen. So maybe around 530 or something like this, you know, I think this should be okay. Let's go with this. We can always tweak things around afterwards, okay? Now, clearly the image is too bright, too clear, you know. What we need to do now is go back to style, and we can add a background overlay. So we're going to add an additional color, okay? So let's select our own color. So let's go for something blue maybe, you know. Let's go maybe a blue, a dark blue like this, okay? And then we can change the opacity as well, you know, so from fully clear to fully opaque. So maybe a happy medium, just about here, let's say maybe 0.7. I think this is fine, yes. Very good. So now we're going to add our details here, contact details, okay? So we have the address, company name maybe, and perhaps the email address and phone number, okay? So how do we do so? Well, again, we go back to our widgets here, and we're going to search for a widget called icon list, just like this, okay? This is the one, so drag and drop. Perfect. And as you can see, we can't read anything at the moment, so we can change the font color maybe first, okay? So we go to here, we go to text, select the color, we go with white, and the same with the icon. We're going to go with white as well. Very good. So that's a lot better already. Now we go back to content, and then we can start adding our details. So we're going to start with the first one. So this is going to be our address. So there you go, perhaps something like this, okay? And then we can change the icon, something related to a map maybe, okay? So I'm just going to put map here, see what it looks like. Yeah, we can select an icon map. People will be used to this anyways, you know, or either an actual map or maybe something a bit quirky and different like this one, you know, a sign. So let's go ahead just with the Google map, the usual one, okay? So insert, perfect. And then we can take care of the second one. So the second one could be maybe our email address. So I'm just going to put hello@mrweb.tv. And then we're going to select an icon as well. So I'm just going to put email, no, maybe mail. Okay, or an envelope. There you go. This is much better. So I'm going to select this one, insert, very good. And then we have the phone number, okay? So we're going to put 01 234 5678. and I'm going to look for a phone here. Okay, so phone, and select any of them. Okay, so I'm just going to go with this one, a good old-fashioned one, you know. That's perfect. So now maybe you want the content to be centered in the middle. Okay, so what we can do is click on the column itself. And as you can see, container, and then content width, minimum height, and so on. So right here with the justify content and align content. So what we want basically is the content to be in the middle center, just like this. Okay, and as you can see, will always be centered in the middle, regardless of if you use any device, basically. Okay, so this is what we want. So let's add maybe a Google Maps as well. So here, drag and drop just underneath, okay, just like this. And now we can put our location, okay? So let's type the address here. So perhaps something like this, you know, and then this is your address. And now you can zoom in and zoom out. As you can see, it's on 10 at the moment, but basically if you increase the number, you're zooming in, and if you lower the number, you're zooming out. Okay, so this is really up to you. Now let's go maybe with 12, which is a happy medium, you know, and then you can set the height as well if you want it to be bigger or smaller. So I'm just gonna go with a happy medium, maybe 270 or something like that. So that's just about perfect now. And one thing we can add as well is maybe our social media icon. Okay, so social icon, drag and drop underneath. Okay, now it's up to you. You can have it here or maybe on top. You can feel free to position this wherever you want. Okay, so here we have Facebook, we have Twitter, you have YouTube. So to edit the content, all you have to do is click on it, change the icon here if you wanted something else, and then paste the URL. So just like this, instead of hashtag, put the landing page to your YouTube channel. Let's add maybe something together here. So let's say maybe LinkedIn. So let's look for the LinkedIn account. There you go, insert. And again, you're going to put your URL here instead of the hashtag, put the actual URL. Okay, now clear, this shouldn't be centered, this should be aligned to the left. So let's click on this here. Okay, and to me they look a bit too big, you know, so we can go to style, and you can see the icon here, so we can change the size, you know. So just use your slider here or the arrow up and down. So I think maybe let's try maybe 20. Yeah, just about there, you know, not too big, not too small, just a happy medium. And as you can see, we are using the official colors, but you can change that as well, you know. You can select the custom color if you wanted to, so the primary color and secondary color. So if you were to go with white and then black for this, as you can see, you have a totally different feel, you know. I think they stand out a lot better like this than the actual colors. Now that's really up to you. So just a matter of preferences as always, you know. So if you wanted to revert back to official colors, all you have to do is go back here and change the settings. I think I'm going to go with these colors here. I think that looks a lot better. But anyways, again, it's just a matter of taste and preferences. So now right here, we're going to add a contact form, okay? For this, we're going to use WP form. So first, we're going to click update, save our settings, and now we're going to go back to the WordPress dashboard. So right here, as you can see, a WP form. So if you click on this, you'll have access to all your forms. And as you can see, you have a default one here. It is called contact form. And right here, we have a short code. Okay, so I'm going to show you how to insert this on your page in a few minutes. So let's customize this ourselves first. So as you can see, this is a very standard contact form. So it's your name, email address, phone number, and the message. Okay, so I think this is absolutely fine the way it is. Now, depending on your type of industry, the business that you're in or line of work, you might want to ask for further information, in which case you can select any of those items here. So a single line, a drop-down menu, multiple choice, and so on, and add them here. Okay, so let's add maybe a drop-down menu together here, just like that as an example. And right here, we can add our different choices. So if you click on this, as you can see, we'll show the label here. We're going to hide this in a second. I'm going to show you how to do so. So as a painter decorator, you might want to ask them what type of house that they own, you know, so type of house. And right here, you could put the different choices, okay? So it could be terraced house, semi-detached, and perhaps detached house, okay? So this field would be required for you, obviously, you need to know. And then we can go to advanced. We have the option to hide the label. So we're going to do so, so it'll be similar to the others, okay? And then let's have a quick preview just to make sure it looks okay. And this is what it looks like. And as you can see, the type of house. So what we need to do is to basically make the first option here, select your type of house, so that we'll know they have to click on the drop-down menu. You know, it's not that clear at the moment. So we can go back here and we have the placeholder text. So here we're going to select type of house. And let's have a quick preview, okay? And as you can see now, it says type of house, and your user will know they have to click on this and select their type of house. It could be terraced, semi-detached, or detached, okay? So that looks fine. I think we can use it this way. And now we want to make sure that this is going to reach us when they click the submit button. Okay, so we go to settings now, notifications, and we're going to type our email address here. As you can see, we have an error message at the moment. The reason is because we need to insert an email address that belongs to the same domain name that we're using to build our website. In our case, it's learnwithmrweb.com. So what I'm going to do is to type info@ and then learnwithmrweb.com, and the same here from the from email. So info@ and then your address. Okay, and there you go. As you can see, the error message is gone now. So now we can go to confirmation, and you can change and tweak this message as well. So once they click submit, this is the message they'll see. So thank you, your message was sent successfully. We'll get in touch shortly. So feel free to tweak this and customize this, okay? And then after this, click save, and that's us done with the form. So we can go back to the WordPress dashboard, close this, and remember with the short code here. So you can either copy this or Control-C, or you can insert it directly using the dedicated widget. So let's go back here. Now we go to widgets here, and look for form. As you can see, I have WP form. So we're going to use this directly. Okay, so drag and drop. And now we're going to select the form that we want, which is the contact form. That's the only one we have. As you can see, your name, email address, phone number, type of house, and so on and so on. Okay, so this is almost perfect. So let's customize this a little bit further. As you can see, this is taking the whole space, you know. So what we need to do is go back here, back to our main container. We go to layout. Remember the minimum height. Let's go and increase that a little bit, okay? So a little bit bigger, maybe 750. Let's try 750 perhaps, just like this, okay? Perfect. So now right here, we're going to add a little bit of explanation, maybe a heading. So let's look for heading and then drag and drop. Very good. And here we're going to put contact form. And this will be very clear to everyone. So style, change the color to white. Very good. So we're nearly there now. So you remember at the top of our page, we have request a quote here. So what we can do is basically link this button straight to our contact form here. Okay. So what they can do is basically fill this out, and basically that's it. Okay. So instead of contact form, maybe we can type here request a quote instead. Okay. So request a quote. Very good. And now we're going to link this directly to our button above. So click on your contact form section here. Now we go to advanced, and you have CSS ID. So give it a name. So maybe request -a-quote. And now copy this. So Control-C. And now we're going to go back to the top, select our button here, click on that. And now here where you have the hashtag, just paste the code. Okay. So hashtag request a quote and click update. Very good. So now let's go back to our home page and have a quick refresh. Very good. So let's put this to the test. So click on request a quote, and there you go. They're brought immediately to the bottom where we have a contact form here, and it have all the contact details, the address, and everything right there. So that's super handy, isn't it? So let's scroll up a little bit. As you can see, I still have this one here, so we have to delete that, obviously, you know. So let's go back here now and delete this one altogether. And that's it, guys. I think our page is ready now. So let's click update, and that's it. So let's go back to the home page again, and let's refresh and make sure this is gone. And that's just perfect. So let's go through this together once more time. So hero section here, perfect. We have the type of services, we have our testimonials, we have our about us section, and the request code and our contact details. So what's left now basically is to add our logo here. And as you can see, I have a menu section, a call to action button. We can maybe add request a quote again here instead of this, you know. So you can use this as your phone number, or for your phone number maybe, or link this back to the contact form again in the footer section. So let's take care of this now. So for this, we go back to WordPress dashboard, appearance, customize. And right here, as you can see, you can click on those two elements. So first, let's click on this one here. So this is a menu. So clearly, because this is a single page website, we don't need a menu, so we can delete it. So right here at the bottom, as you can see, I have this. So click on that, and that's it, it's gone now. So we have our button here. So as you can see, this is used at the moment to display our phone number. So this is really up to you. If you want to type your phone number, all fair and well, that's absolutely okay. And here you can leave, instead of link, as you can see, tell and then semicolon and then your phone number. So basically anyone who's going to tap on this using a mobile phone will be able to ring you immediately. So this is basically very handy, isn't it? Now, if you wanted to link this to request a quote here, like we have at the moment, so instead of this, you could have hashtag and then basically request a quote. Okay, so I'm just going to put here a request a quote, and that's basically it. Okay, so now if you publish, go back to the home page and refresh. If I click on this, it will bring us directly to the contact form here, okay? So again, that's really up to you. Maybe you want to add your phone number here instead, in which case you can do so as well from here like we just had it before. All you have to do is, instead of that, is to keep the phone number instead. And that's basically it, okay? So either way is absolutely fine. And then finally, the last thing to change is our logo. So hover on top, click on it. And now we can change the logo, okay? So change logo, upload file, select file. So I found one online. Where is it now? There it is. That's the one, okay? So Painter, open, and then select. Very good. And then skip cropping. There you go. And as you can see, this is a bit too small, you know, so you can adjust the size by using the slider here. So I'm going to try maybe around 85 maybe or something like this. Let's try 85 perhaps. Okay. And that's basically it. So publish. Let's go back to the home page, refresh. And as you can see, this is not showing. And the reason why is because this is a transparent header. So depending on the theme that you're going to select, you might face the same issue that I'm having at the moment. So what you need to do basically is to click on this one here, customize transparent header. So that's basically it, okay? So if you want to do so, click on this, change image. And again, we're going to select this one, choose image, adjust the size. So we said it would be 85 and then publish. And let's try this again now. And as you can see now, our logo is displaying. It's a bit too small, so I might try something a bit bigger maybe. Let's go maybe to 131, okay? Very good. And again, refresh. And that's it, guys. This is displaying properly, and now our website is ready. Excellent. So if you want to give this a go, as always, I'll leave all the links in the description below. Again, thanks for watching, and I'll catch you in the next one.